What if a single night changed everything? Your family, your childhood, your future. An 8-year-old boy watches the worst thing a child could imagine. Then he's left for dead. But instead of giving up, a stranger steps in and gives him a second chance at life. This is a story of loss, survival, justice, and redemption. Ronnie was just 8 years old, living in Florida with his mother and his younger sister, who had special needs. Life wasn't perfect, but his mom worked hard to give them stability, protection, and love. She did everything she could to build a safe home for her children, but there was one major problem. Ronnie's father, a troubled man with a violent past and a deep temper, someone who was no longer supposed to be part of their lives. In 2017, that danger returned. Ronnie's father was shot by a stray bullet during a drive-by shooting and left severely injured. With no one else willing to help him, Ronnie's mom made a compassionate decision. She allowed him to move into the home so he could recover. It was meant to be temporary, a second chance. But what followed would destroy everything. On the night of March 18, 2018, an argument erupted inside their Florida home. What started as yelling quickly escalated into pure violence. Ronnie's father snapped. He grabbed weapons and brutally attacked the family. Ronnie's mother was murdered. His 9-year-old sister, vulnerable and defenseless, was also killed. Then he turned on Ronnie. Ronnie was stabbed repeatedly, left bleeding, and then the house was set on fire. Flames spread through the home as smoke filled the air. Against all odds, badly injured and terrified, Ronnie managed to stumble outside. When police arrived, the house was burning. Ronnie's father was tasered and arrested at the scene. Nearby, officers spotted something they did not expect. A small boy, injured, burned, and barely able to walk, emerging from the flames. Ronnie was alive. He was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. Doctors weren't sure he would survive the night. Ronnie had suffered multiple stab wounds, severe burns over much of his body, and required extensive surgeries and skin grafts. His recovery would take months, both physically and emotionally. While Ronnie lay in his hospital bed, a familiar face kept returning. Detective Mike Blair, one of the officers who responded that night. At first, it was just check-ins. But soon Detective Blair began visiting regularly. He brought small gifts. Sports jerseys, toys, anything that could bring a little comfort to a child who had lost everything. One day, Ronnie asked a simple question. "Can you watch a movie with me?" Detective Blair stayed. That small moment turned into something much bigger. When Ronnie was released from the hospital, he entered state care. But after 2 foster placements failed, he was once again facing uncertainty. That's when the call came. The guardian assigned to Ronnie reached out to Detective Blair and asked if he would consider helping, just temporarily. Mike Blair didn't hesitate. He told him to bring Ronnie to his house that same night. From that moment, everything changed. Ronnie entered a home filled with structure, warmth, and safety. He met Mike's wife, their children. For the first time since the tragedy, he began to feel like he belonged. The healing wasn't easy. Ronnie faced trauma, nightmares, and countless medical appointments, but he wasn't alone anymore. The Blairs gave him love, stability, and constant reassurance. They taught him a simple phrase to remember whenever fear returned. I am safe. I am loved. I am part of this family. In November of 2019, the adoption became official. Detective Mike Blair wasn't just a mentor anymore. He was Ronnie's dad. Meanwhile, the justice system moved forward. In 2021, Ronnie, now 11 years old, was called to testify in court against his father. In a shocking decision, his father chose to represent himself. That meant he personally cross-examined his own son on the witness stand. Despite the fear, despite the trauma, Ronnie told the truth. When asked if his father stabbed him, Ronnie answered directly. Yes, his testimony became one of the most powerful moments of the trial. The jury found Ronnie's father guilty of double murder, attempted murder, and arson. At sentencing, he showed no remorse. He stated that he was not sorry for what happened. The judge disagreed. He was sentenced to 3 life sentences plus 90 years in prison, with no chance of parole. Today, Ronnie lives a completely different life. He goes to school. He laughs. He plays. He dreams about his future. He talks about acting. He talks about science. He talks about the life he never thought he'd have. Through everything, one truth remains. Ronnie is no longer defined by what happened to him. He is defined by his strength. by the kindness of someone who chose to step in, and by the family that chose to love him when he needed it most. This is not just a crime story. It is a story of resilience, of survival, and of how compassion can change the course of a child's life forever. Kindly don't forget to subscribe and share. Thank you.